Hey guys, what's up? Right now I'm currently over here in the parking lot of Academy Sports, and what I'm about to go do is I'm about to go get me a mystery tackle box. Don't know how many, don't know what version, just gonna go in here and, well, get one that feels right. And I'm also going to be doing an unboxing with it, showing you all the cool stuff I get, and, well, going out testing the lures, see what works and everything. And yeah, at the end of the video here, I'm going to be giving y'all my honest opinion about it. Alright guys, I just finished up in the academy over here, and I'm going to start making my way back now. Alrighty y'all, let's get into the unboxing now. So, while I was over at Academy Sports, instead of just picking up one box, let's just say I didn't try to keep it too simple here. I kind of went a little bit overboard. But anyways, what I have here, guys, is the Motherlode and the Bass Elite. And the reason I decided to go with the Motherlode and Bass Elite is because, well, the deal with today is, so today I kind of wanted to go with a little bit more higher end stuff, which is hopefully what's in these boxes. Which, by the way, I know it looks a little bit suspicious right here, but with this little tear, but the tape's still on it good, so I doubt anybody's really messed with this box a whole lot other than what it looks like. And yeah, well, I'm gonna get to unboxing now, and yeah, hopefully I get my money's worth out of this thing. Which, by the way, I did pay about $130 for both of these. Well, to get both of these at Academy. Anyways, first things first, I'm gonna go with the Motherlode, or actually, yeah, I'm gonna save this for last. First, I'm gonna go with the Bass Elite. Save the biggest for last, you know. But alrighty, let's thing aside, and I'll get into opening this bad boy. And so kind of what I was thinking about with this is go a little bit more higher end. Of course, there are some others. Of course, I do know with the MTB boxes, you can go higher end or a little bit more budget friendly, like around $24 for, I think, maybe $30 to $40 worth of value in a box. But so far I've already kind of got the little bit beginner stuff, but I just want to get a little bit more profesh this time. Anyways, enough talking, let's get some unboxing. Alrighty. Oh, this is gonna be hard to open here. Now let's see what kind of goodies we got in here. Alright. So we got the PH Classic EWG hooks. We've got we got a nice sticker here. QR code, of course. And oh my gosh, this is actually the best looking frog I have ever gotten. Look at that thing. Look at that thing. I mean, it's just gorgeous. Alrighty. And, well, granted, I have already got one of these things before. Haven't really used it a whole lot, but probably ought to. But it's going to be nice having this thing in the arsenal. So, technically, in a sense, you don't want to get the same thing over, but in my opinion, it don't really matter, because I tend to lose lures. Not a whole lot, but ever so often. And this is a pretty sweet looking lure too. It's a fish lucky think that's how you spell it. Oh, and by the way, this one was an arc lure. The TS 115 topwater slider, and one of the most interesting worms I've ever seen before, which is the plasma tail. Also, we got us a nice net bait from Bait Field, actually. Oh, now I'm intrigued. I actually happened to see this at one of the iCast videos from last year. Let's take a look at these babies here. Man, they smell great. Man. This is a sick looking lure. I mean, crawfish here. Got a few little hexagon shapes here on it. Gonna be really excited to throw these things. See if I can catch a nice bass with these. But yeah, to me it's really cool that, well, for one, I actually get to unbox the bait I saw in an iCast video, and I didn't think Shop Carls would have that in stock. Got us another nice, I don't even know what you would call this thing. It looks kind of like, to me it looks like a little bit of a saltwater lure. Not sure how to use that thing. It is a Viva sky pencil though, whatever that means. And last but not least, we have, let's get this box out of the way here. V&M, give the fish what they really want. Super scent. Pretty nice, I should say. Pretty nice little creature base here. That's what I call them anyways. But yeah, so far we've got quite a few goodies. So and yeah, I'm really interested to see how these pH classic hooks work, as well as really all this stuff. So got the Toad Thumper. We got the Arc, the Plasma Tail, the V&M, the Net Bait, supercharged with Bait Fuel, the Viva Sky Pencil, the Fish Lucky. I believe I've gone through all of them now. Yeah. And last but not least, the V&M. Alrighty guys, well, now that I have gone through the Elite Mystery Tackle Box, let us now go through the Motherlode. Alrighty, let's get this bad boy opened. Oh, well, this is reassuring. And the box doesn't want to come out, apparently. Alright, guys. Now that we've got the wrapper off of it, let us now open whatever is in here. Super excited about this, by the way. Never have opened a Motherlode before, but I am very, very excited to. And look at what we got here. Tons of goodies. Alright, so I guess what I'm going to start us off with is the G-Rat bait, which thin swim. I don't really know what to call this little lily right here. Got that thing. Whoa, and what are you supposed to use these for? Do you know what you're supposed to use these little things for right here? Because I don't. Oh well. You know, now I think about it. Oh, I think I get it now. I think you're supposed to put these on these, which that would make sense. Some, I guess, tungsten weights for these things. I'm not even sure if I'm pronouncing it. I'm not even sure what that's really what these are called, but oh well. It is from the Fish Lucky, like we got just a minute ago though, so I'm happy about all that. We got, man, this is the biggest, pretty much baddest. It's pretty much the largest fish related bait, well, soft plastic I've ever gotten before. That is a pretty long bait. Alrighty. Oh, looks like quite a few more goodies. A really interesting Vexen Deep Stud series. I think I spelled Fat Boy wrong on here. Not sure if that was intentional, but looking pretty nice. We got, what else we got? We got the Harmony fishing hooks, which they're quite a bit thicker from the last ones I've gotten. And I'm actually very surprised about this. The reason I said is because this same little thing right here, I actually saw it at Academy Sports, but yet I got it in this box. Huh. Cool. And this little wake stops from Arc Accessories. Pretty cool. What else is in here? A really interesting lipless from Lunker Hunt called the Glitch Blade. Yeah, lipless. Which, to be honest, as flashy as this thing is right here, it almost makes it hard to read what the name of this bait is. But it's a 1.25 inch and a 1/2 ounce, so pretty heavy lure. But it is a lipless, so I'm not surprised. We got another lipless from Arc called the LP 58 here. We got yet another crankbait from Lucky Strike. Okay, so not quite the same as previously, the previous name, but it's close. But pretty cool crankbait still. Whoops. Let me get that. Yeah, I'm excited to try this color out right here. And the net bait. Feel every bite. Watermelon candy, huh? And so I'm not sure if, oh yeah, this is from Baitfield. Huh. Some worms from Baitfield. And they look like stick worms. Don't have a whole lot else in here. Okay. Well, I think this is less than we got, actually. And last but not least, the Z-Viber. I don't even know what they call this lure. But anyways, this is what it looks like, guys. Pretty cool. And of course we got us a nice QR code. Not sure why they decided to put it in sticker form. I guess so you can always have it available to scan if you want to. Who knows, really? Might try that, I don't know. And of course, like MTB always does, a really cool sticker. Which, by the way, I did forget to show the last one they gave me, or in the other box, but I'll get that right quick. Anyways, though, this is the last sticker they gave me. Pretty cool. But yeah, guys, that's what came in the mystery tackle box. But anyways, guys, that is the mystery tackle box of the Elite. I'll get the box right here. The Elite and the Motherlode. And yeah, pretty sweet tackle, I can't lie, and I'm gonna be really excited to fish with all this. Now, of course, on the Fish Box app, it did say that the weather conditions were really bad today, but my friend, one of my friends is actually fishing today, and he happened to catch about 8 bass over at Lake Jacksonville today. So that kind of gives me some good hopes, and yeah, hopefully we can sack some up today with all of this. So, well, I'm going to go ahead and unbox everything and rig up on my rods like we need to and get out there and start fishing. So, catch y'all then. Yes. Man, first one of the day. First one of the day. It's a small one, but hey, I'll take it. Lost my lure there. I mean my little swim bait, but as long as I caught this guy, I'm alright with it. Anyways, though, guys, I thought I might mention real quick that for fishing, I pretty much taken everything out of my tackle box, and all I'm fishing with is what I put in here, which is all what I got in those MTB boxes. Also, one other thing I did want to say right quick is that so apparently currently where I'm out, the day I'm out doing this is the day after going to Academy Sports, and the reason I decided to try fishing another day is because yesterday the fishing was really bad. It was pretty cold outside, and I didn't think there'd be a whole lot happening. Of course, nothing did really happen yesterday. I did try doing a little bit of fishing, but nothing really worked too well. Although I did have a few fish on, about 2 yesterday, so I'll go ahead and roll the footage of that right quick. I thought things were going to go a lot. Things seem to be going really well. But yeah, today's a new day, and I'm going to see if I can catch some more fish. Now that's what I call an epic catch. Man, right as I dropped this thing in the water and started to bring it up, this bass latched on. Man. And for the fact that I didn't even think to Texas rig this hook, you know. Anyways, it's a little small guy, but caught this one on the bait I was most excited to try, which is, I think, called, well, it's from the company Baitfield. I don't know what the lure was called, but super excited to try that brand out. I'm gonna let this little guy go though. Alright guys, now that I've done the testing, the unboxing and the testing, now I believe it's time to take a dive into the mystery tackle boxes here. Not necessarily them individually, but just what my opinion about them being a subscription box and what everybody's saying about them on the internet. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to go through the pros and I'm going to go through the cons, and at the end, which I've only got about 3 cons in each 3 things to say in each category, unless I happen to think about another one off the top of my mind, but these are just the 3 I've narrowed down here. At the end of the video, I'm going to give y'all my honest opinion about these being a subscription box here. So let's start with the pros now. So the first thing I'm going to say about the MTB box here for a pro is I think it's really neat how you can get the boxes with the same number on them, like this number right here, and you'll pretty much get the same thing over again. And the reason I find that to be really really neat, and of course for some people of course, for some of y'all out there, y'all might not care for that as much, but for me, I find it interesting for the fact that if you're running a short on tackle and you want to have a little bit of a discounted price on what you pay for it, you can, if you know exactly what number box your goodies came in, then you can go get the same box. Get the same version of the box with the same exact number on it, and pretty much get back what you lost for a little bit of a discount, which I think is really neat. Also, I find another one of my pros for MTB is for the fact that, well, so all the boxes they come in kind of different categories, ranging from kind of beginner to advanced. And what I think is really neat about those is, for the more beginner side, they do a little bit more basic stuff. Not anything too crazy, but still high quality lures. From what I understand, they package it in a way where you can pretty much not have to take your whole tackle box with you, but go fishing with, but have everything you need to go fishing with in one box. That's more so rated for beginners, and on up to the pros where you pay where you're paying quite a bit more money for them, $40 compared to $99, which this box isn't that expensive, but I have gotten one in the past, which from as a gift from someone that has been about $99, but and now for those higher end boxes, you don't necessarily get that kind of neat packaging like you do with the beginner version. What you do with kind of the base version, you get a little bit more scattered variety, but you can still go and but the lures you get are still really are still really high quality and everything, and each box you get just a little bit more of it, a little bit more lure and a little bit more value to it. Now for my last pro here, which I like the most about MTB, is for the fact that despite sometimes you may get the same lures over again, depending on the box and everything, or it might just be kind of random thrown in there. What I like about it a lot is for the fact that despite you're going to get lures different every time if you the same box with the same number on it. To me, that's really neat that you can get new lures that you can go and use, and some of the lures, depending on what category the box is in, whether it's really high quality, whether it's kind of base budget or high end pro. If you don't know how to use it at all, then that's one way you can increase your knowledge as an angler, because you're expanding your reach throughout the different baits and lures you get, so that you learn how to finesse and catch bass on different kinds. Which to me, that's a big plus, because I'm always someone who likes to learn as much as I can and to improve as much as possible, so that I can become better at one of my personal favorite hobbies. So I can hopefully land more fish. And now that's kind of the end of the pro stuff, and now let me get into the cons, which then again, sorry I don't have more than just about 3 topics to cover on in both categories, but this is just what I've narrowed down from my understanding about them. So for the first con that I know a lot of people don't necessarily like is getting random lures every time you get a mystery tackle box. The reason that might be a little bit of a con for you is because if you're someone who kind of has a set way of fishing and you don't really want to venture off and try anything else, but you got your system down and you know what works and what doesn't work, so to speak, and you're getting a bunch of different random lures in different boxes, they can just end up if you don't use them, they can just end up sitting in your tackle box, collecting rust, collecting dust, getting well, I don't know if they get mildew on them or not, but in general, it's just not being used, which that's a big con for the mystery tackle box. Also, another big con that I hear a lot on the internet is the amount of value you get out of these, because I know as a subscription box, sometimes you can get a really good value discount, or sometimes you can kind of get scammed a little bit with a little bit lower discount than you would than you might like. Like for instance, most mystery tackle boxes, they're usually $10 in discount, whereas every now and then you might get one that's only $5 in discount. Which for some of y'all, you may not like that, but which that can be kind of a disclaimer to them. And then the next thing I'm going to touch on is them as a subscription box. So for subscription boxes, you may not want to get the same lure every so often when you randomly get a mystery tackle box, and especially for a subscription box where you're paying money sometimes at different discounts depending on how it's being being worked. You may get the same thing as you got in the last box you got, which if you like to get something new which if you're someone who likes to get something new every time you get a mystery tackle box, that's probably going to be a big con for you. But alright now guys, so I've touched on all the categories. So now that I've touched on each topic in each category, the pros and the cons that I have, let me real quickly tell you my opinion about it being a subscription box. So what I think about it being a subscription box is, so personally, I never would pay for get on a monthly subscription or whatever it has you do for one of these, just because I find these to get enjoyable to get every so once in a while. Like, I don't want to be paying money each month to get a new box each month. To me, that just kind of seems a waste of enjoyment and kind of a waste of an experience, especially since for the fact you may not get the same discount for the amount of lures and the value of lures that are in here as you did the last time. It may vary, so to me, that's not something I would go for. But now the way I do like to go and do these is do them off of the internet, like buy them off Amazon or some other website, or go to a store like Dick's, Shields, or Academy and just pick them up ever so often. Like, it don't have to be like, for me, I don't care to do it every month. Sometimes I may not even do it for 2 years, but just for the I just like doing it ever so once in a while when I feel like I need a little bit more spice in my life, or would like to have a mystery experience opening some of these boxes, not knowing what's going to be inside. And also if I happen to get the same lure twice, hey, no biggie. I mean, for me, some anglers I know not every angler can keep a lure throughout all his life. You're gonna lose it eventually. And for me, for that fact, since I don't find any of the same lures at the stores I go to, of course, I'm not a big online buyer yet. I don't know if I ever will be. I might. Who knows? But since I don't ever find really any of the same stuff at stores, I find it really cool to get them in boxes. And if it's a new lure I don't know how to use, then that's just going to further increase my knowledge and my performance, and overall just make me a better fisherman in general on how to work on how to use different lures and stuff. So there you have it, guys. That's the mystery tackle box for you. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, consider sticking around and hanging out. I always like to upload fishing videos and do different tests and things during the fishing season, kind of from the base of from the end of January to kind of around February to normally about the end of summer, and then I start to get into some hunting and trapping and that sort of stuff. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you all enjoyed this. And also, something else I do want to mention right quick is on on April 22nd, I'm going to be going on, my family and I are going to be going on a trip to St. Lucia Island down in the Caribbean, where we're going to be getting to swim with some sea turtles and everything, and getting to hook up some mahi mahi and go on a deep sea fishing trip. And I'm going to be taking my camera gear along with me to film our experience. So if you'd like to see that, make sure to hang out. And yeah, that's all I got for you today, guys. And until next time, catch y'all on the next one.